Welcome! Today we're diving into the fascinating world of the Japanese language. Now, you might be asking yourself, why should I learn Japanese? Well, the reasons are as varied and exciting as the language itself. Firstly, Japanese is a key player in the global business scene. Japan boasts the third largest economy in the world, making it a hub for technological innovation, finance, and manufacturing. By learning Japanese, you open doors to countless career opportunities and business ventures. But it's not all business. The Japanese language is your gateway to a rich thousand-year-old culture. Japan's influence can be seen everywhere, from the food we eat, sushi, ramen, and sake to name a few, to the entertainment we consume, with anime and manga becoming global phenomena. By learning the language, you get to experience these cultural delights in their most authentic form. And let's not forget about travel. Japan is a country of contrasts, where ancient temples sit alongside futuristic skyscrapers, and serene gardens are just a stone's throw from bustling city streets. Navigating this beautiful landscape becomes a whole lot easier when you can speak the language. Plus, it makes for a more enriching and immersive travel experience. Lastly, learning Japanese is a unique intellectual challenge. It's different from many Western languages, with its three writing systems, hiragana, katakana, and kanji, and its complex grammar. But don't let that intimidate you. With patience and persistence, you'll find that learning Japanese can be an incredibly rewarding journey. So, are you ready to embark on this linguistic journey? Remember to hit like and subscribe, or as they say in Japanese, "Ii to toroku o oshite kudasai." Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of Japanese in the following scenes and take the first steps towards mastering this captivating language. First things first, let's get our tongues around the Japanese sounds. The foundation of any language lies in its sounds, and Japanese is no different. Mastering the 5 vowel sounds and the consonant sounds of this language is key to impeccable pronunciation. Let's start with the 5 vowel sounds, which are A, I, U, E, O. These are pronounced as A, E, U, A, and O, respectively. An interesting aspect of Japanese is that these vowel sounds are always pronounced the same, regardless of their position in a word. This is a stark contrast to English, where vowel sounds can drastically change depending on the context. Next, let's move on to the consonant sounds. The Japanese language consists of 14 consonant sounds. These are K, S, T, N, H, M, Y, R, W, G, Z, D, B, P. Now don't be intimidated. Many of these sounds are similar to their English counterparts. However, it's the distinct sounds such as the Japanese R that really make this language unique. It's a blend of the English R and L, a sound that doesn't exist in English. Pronouncing these sounds correctly is of utmost importance. Incorrect pronunciation can completely change the meaning of a word. For instance, the word hashi can mean chopsticks, bridge, or edge, all depending on how it is pronounced. So you can see why it's crucial to get the sounds right from the get-go. Spend time practicing these sounds, and don't be afraid to exaggerate the pronunciation at first. It may feel strange, but it's a great way to get your mouth used to the new shapes it needs to form. Remember, practice makes perfect. Repetition is the key here. The more you practice, the more natural these sounds will become. You can even record yourself and listen back to it to check your pronunciation. So, take a deep breath, relax, and let's dive into the world of Japanese pronunciation. Start by practicing these sounds daily, and soon enough, you'll find yourself speaking Japanese with ease. Mastering these sounds is your first step towards speaking Japanese with confidence. Now that we've tackled pronunciation, let's move on to grammar. Japanese grammar is quite unique compared to English, but don't be daunted. Once you get the hang of it, it's as simple as making sushi. Let's start with the structure of a basic Japanese sentence. Unlike English, which follows a subject-verb-object order, Japanese sentences typically follow a subject-object-verb order. A simple example would be, "Watashi wa sushi o tabemasu," which translates to "I eat sushi." Here, watashi wa is the subject meaning I, sushi o is the object meaning sushi, and tabemasu is the verb meaning eat. Note the different order, but don't worry, it's just a matter of getting used to. Next, let's talk about particles. In Japanese, particles are tiny words that follow other words and indicate their relationship to the rest of the sentence. They're like the glue that holds the sentence together. In our earlier sentence, wa and o are particles. Y indicates the subject of the sentence, while o indicates the object that the verb acts upon. There are many particles in Japanese, but for now, just remember these two. Now, on to verbs. Japanese verbs always come at the end of the sentence, and they're simpler than you might think. There are 3 main groups of verbs in Japanese, but today, let's focus on the most common group, the ru verbs. These verbs end with ru, such as tabaru, meaning to eat. To conjugate these verbs into the present tense, you simply replace the ru with masu, so tabaru becomes tabamasu, and voila, you've conjugated your first Japanese verb. But what about the past tense, you ask? Easy! Just replace the masu with mashita. So, tabamasu becomes tabamashita, meaning I ate sushi. And there you have it, the basics of Japanese grammar. It may seem like a lot to take in, but don't fret. With a little practice, these rules will become second nature. So why not try constructing your own sentences? Start simple, like watashi wa kofi o nomimasu, for I drink coffee, or anata wa book o yomimasu, for you read a book. Remember, the key is to practice, practice, and practice. Remember, practice makes perfect, so do try constructing your own sentences with these grammar rules. Armed with pronunciation and grammar, we can now dive into some common Japanese phrases. These phrases are the backbone of any language, the building blocks that help you connect with others and navigate through daily life in a new culture. Let's start with greetings. The most basic is ohayo gozaimasu, meaning good morning. As the day progresses, you'd switch to konnichiwa, or good afternoon. When the sun sets, greet others with konbanwa, which translates to good evening. Now, when it's time to say goodbye, you have a couple of options. Sayonara is well known, but it's a bit formal and implies you won't see the person for a while. For more casual farewells, especially with friends or family, you might use jane or matane, both roughly translating to see you. Moving on, let's talk about expressions of gratitude. Arigatou gozaimasu is the formal way to say thank you, but if you're among friends, you can shorten it to just arigatou. To respond to someone thanking you, say duitashimashite, meaning you're welcome. Next, it's crucial to know how to ask basic questions. To ask, what is this? You'd say, kore wa nan desu ka? If you need to know where something is, ask doko desu ka, followed by the place or object. For example, toire wa doko desu ka means where is the bathroom? If you're in a restaurant and want to compliment the chef, say oishii, which means delicious. And if you're ready to order, say koro kudasai, or I'll have this. And of course, it's always polite to know how to excuse yourself. Sumimasen is a versatile phrase that can mean excuse me, I'm sorry, or even thank you in certain situations. It's pretty much the Swiss Army knife of Japanese phrases. Lastly, let's touch on introductions. To introduce yourself, say watashi wa desu, which means I am. To ask someone else's name, you can say anata no namae wa nan desu ka. Remember, practice makes perfect. Don't be afraid to use these phrases as much as you can, even if your pronunciation isn't perfect. The key is to keep trying and to not be afraid of making mistakes. That's how we learn after all. And there you have it, some of the most common phrases you'll encounter in everyday Japanese conversation. These phrases are your key to starting conversations in Japanese. So, you've got the basics down. What's next? Now that you've dipped your toes into the fascinating world of the Japanese language, it's time to dive in deeper. To achieve proficiency, it's vital to immerse yourself in the language and culture as much as possible. And luckily, there are countless enjoyable ways to do this. First off, consider watching Japanese movies and TV shows. Not only does this provide you with a fun way to practice listening and comprehension skills, but it also gives you a glimpse into Japanese culture, customs, and colloquialisms. Whether it's a classic anime or a gripping J-drama, you'll be learning without even realizing it. Next, why not delve into the world of manga? Reading manga in Japanese can help you become more familiar with kanji, hiragana, and katakana. It can also improve your reading speed and comprehension. Plus, there's a manga genre for everyone, whether you're into action, romance, mystery, or fantasy. Another effective way to continue learning is to find a language exchange partner. This could be a Japanese person who wants to learn your native language. You can help each other, practicing speaking and listening skills in a real-world context. It's a win-win situation. Also, consider using language learning apps and online resources. Many of these are interactive and use proven learning techniques, making it easier for you to remember and understand new concepts. Finally, remember to practice, practice, practice. Make it a habit to incorporate Japanese into your daily life. You could start by labeling items around your house in Japanese or switching your phone's language settings. And remember, everyone's language learning journey is unique. Don't compare your progress with others. It's not about who can learn the fastest or the most. It's about enjoying the process, embracing the challenges, and celebrating the small victories along the way. Remember, the journey of learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time and enjoy the process. Let's take a moment to review what we've covered today. We embarked on a fascinating journey into the world of the Japanese language, a language rich in history, culture, and unique linguistic features. We kicked off our journey by highlighting the importance of learning Japanese. We discovered that learning Japanese is not just about communicating with a different culture, but it's also a great way to expand our horizons, enhance our cognitive abilities, and open up a world of career opportunities. Moreover, the Japanese language, with its unique script and structure, offers an exciting challenge for language enthusiasts. Then we dived into the sounds of Japanese. We learned that pronunciation is a crucial aspect of mastering any language, and Japanese is no exception. We explored the 5 vowel sounds and the consonant-vowel structure that makes up the Japanese syllabary. We also touched on the importance of pitch accent, a feature that distinguishes the meaning of words in Japanese. Next, we ventured into the realm of Japanese grammar. We learned that Japanese sentences typically follow a subject-object-verb structure, which is a tad bit different from English. We also got acquainted with particles, the tiny words that play a significant role in indicating the relationships between words in a sentence. We saw how the versatile desu and masu forms can help us construct simple sentences. Our journey then took us to the world of common Japanese phrases. We learned some essential greetings, expressions of gratitude, and polite phrases that are an integral part of the Japanese language. We also saw how these phrases reflect the culture of respect and harmony that is deeply ingrained in Japanese society. Finally, we shared some valuable tips for continued learning. We highlighted the importance of consistent practice, immersion, and making use of great resources available out there. We also stressed the benefits of learning from native speakers and engaging in language exchange. But remember, language learning is not a race. It's a journey. It's about immersing yourself in a new culture, understanding a different way of thinking, and enjoying the process of learning. So don't rush it. Take your time, enjoy the journey, and you'll see progress in no time. So here we are, at the end of our beginner's guide to the Japanese language. We hope that this guide has sparked your interest in learning Japanese and equipped you with the basic knowledge to kickstart your journey. Thank you for joining us on this linguistic journey. Until next time, sayonara, and remember to ina totoroku o oshite kudasai.